Hi everyone, it's Deanna. Welcome to the website I've developed to address the use of lecture capture in your classroom. I teach in post-secondary, so my discussion might be more relevant to a classroom in that setting where students often use laptops and tablets, but I think it might be useful in secondary and middle school classrooms too. Let me tell you a bit of a story about how I came to research this topic for my own use. In 2005, I was recruited to develop an online course for one of my introductory level courses. As part of that project, I created PowerPoint presentations with my voice discussing topics the way that I would when I was teaching face-to-face. The course was developed to be an online course that we could offer to students who were not part of my full-time diploma program classes. But we were a little ahead of the curve on that, since our system didn't really support part-time students or fully online students. So the course really was used for years in our regular program as a blended delivery course, where students would complete activities online according to a schedule I gave them, and then we would meet as a group to discuss the content periodically. It stayed this way until 2017 when I started my MED and learned a lot of pretty cool stuff. It occurred to me that I had all these PowerPoint lectures already prepared. So in 2017, I changed the class to a flipped class where students viewed content at night and then we discussed and worked on problem application the next day. This gave me a lot more time to work with students instead of spending class time talking at them. After 3 terms of teaching the course in a flipped classroom way, I've heard countless times from students how much they love having those recordings to return to. In fact, when we move on to the next courses, they ask if I'll have them available on the new courses too. Of course, the answer so far has been no. Why? Because preparing those PowerPoint lectures took a lot of time. I was only able to do it because I was removed from the classroom for the most part for the year of the project, which gave me time to develop PowerPoints and lots of other online content. So in the past year or so, I've been playing with the idea of how I could give my students what they're asking for while still teaching my full-time course load and trying to have a life outside of work. I started to think about lecture capture because I'm already teaching my classes, so capturing the class, or parts of it, while I teach might allow me to give the students the recorded content they desire and also allow me to move my other courses to a more flipped delivery. The problem I've had is figuring out how to do this effectively. I'm far from a tech expert, and I've had some trouble determining how to do it and do it well. I thought maybe some professional development on what products work best and how to use them professionally might be a great thing, not just for me, but for my colleagues too. This site addresses these questions. You can use the navigation menu above to look at the use of lecture capture from the teacher and the student perspective. I present some comments from my colleagues and my students, as well as the research I've uncovered on the topic. You'll also see a page devoted to products available, their pros and cons, and my views on what professional development is needed to make this work in our classrooms. Finally, I present links to the research I've used and my references for the resources quoted. I hope you find it useful and that we'll all be on our way to happy capturing.